So, I've been seeing lots of posts lately, or at least comments, when I share a lot of good information. I kind of give the farm away, and I show exactly how to do what I do, or have success, or how to get rich. And typically in the comments, or messages I will get is people are saying, you know, "This is a scam. Like, you're a scammer. Why would you share something and create more competition?" And I don't know why, but I've been seeing it a lot lately, and it's kind of funny to me because I did used to think the same thing. Like, why would somebody share something and give it all away? It makes no logical sense, at least from the perspective of like when you don't have much and you are not in a place of abundance and you haven't been doing business for a while. But I've been doing business for a while now, and now I make $300,000 a month, and so I see the world a lot differently. I've been in different rooms now, and now, after doing this for a while, I I see it clearly. So I'm gonna read this tweet for you guys that I wrote up. So, y'all are weird about competition and saturation. Meanwhile, there's a new coffee company, a new water drink, a new adaptogen drink coming out every single week. They're competing against soda, they're competing against seltzers, they're competing against water, they're competing against juice, they're competing against your thirst. Yet, they still enter into the market and their sales are ballistic. Look at Liquid Death. They had a $1.4 billion valuation. And you're here saying me promoting something to help someone make some extra money is saturated. It's fine. Keep saying that things are saturated or that everything is hidden behind a paywall and that it's too competitive. There's so much opportunity. It's because you all keep saying how saturated and competitive markets are. It's hindering you getting into the market, which ultimately leaves more room on the table for us that are there, arms wide open, willing to accept the results that are coming in, or willing to, you know, just put ourselves in the environment when everyone else thinks it's too competitive. And here's the thing: all markets will reach high level of market sophistication and saturation. Yet coffee companies are entering the market and hitting 9-figure evaluations. Water companies are hitting 10-figure evaluations. It's nothing new. So get out of here with that it's too saturated bullshit. And so here's the thing: all markets are going to reach sophistication. Like, even traveling to space, I was looking it up the other day, and there's like 5 different companies offering to travel to space now at this point. Something that seems one of the least competitive and one of the least saturated markets out there is already reaching market sophistication and saturation. So every market is going to inevitably hit market sophistication. And so that's why dumb people are becoming rich and you're not. They don't think, they take action. They let down the walls of skepticism and try shit out. What would have happened if Elon thought, oh, the car industry is too saturated? Despite the automotive industry being one of the most competitive and saturated markets, he innovated and built the most successful car companies of all time. Steve Jobs, with the phones were not new. There were hundreds of mobile phones in the industry. Despite being extremely saturated and established, he innovated and created one of the most successful products known to man. These water companies may not be necessarily innovating with their product, but they are innovating with their marketing and bringing new customers into the market and speaking to different segments of the market. Phones were a growing market. People were still getting into buying their first phone, and people were still looking for a better product. Especially a lot of products, they only have a shorter shelf cycle, and so people are always looking for new products to switch out with their old one. Cars is a growing market. More people are driving cars now than 20 years ago. And you can say it's super saturated, but there's always people looking to buy a new car. There's more share of the market looking for a car. People are looking to drive a new car. YouTube is a growing market. People are looking to watch new videos daily. Always room to innovate or bring more people to the platform or give them something to watch. And I see this pretty frequently. That's how I've made a lot of my money. Is there are niches and industries that may have very little or to no interest right now, and as soon as you start having success and you have some competition and you guys are all racing to the top, you guys are creating your own market and your own industry out of this competition. Like, I've seen this happen, and I've done this a few times where we would get into something, no one's doing it, and then now, because all like a bunch of us are all kind of doing it together, doing it at the same time, competing, we created a market out of thin air. And that creation of a market out of thin air is creating more customers out of thin air, and more customers that there are, the more opportunity there is in a whole. So like, I had one niche or one industry that I was on YouTube, and I think there was one guy making like 10, 20 grand a month with it. I jumped in blindly, just jumping into it. I didn't know anything much about YouTube at the time, and I got into it, and I got to where I was making $20,000-$30,000 a month. And there was like 5 other people making $20,000-$30,000 a month. We were all kind of like sharing our inside secrets. We were all sharing with the competitors, and us all sharing each other ideas and how we were doing better created more market share, like more space in the market. It created a larger market, and it created more opportunity for everybody. And then I even got to where I was making $70,000 a month in that niche. This was, whatever it was, like 4 years ago. But to say that something is too saturated, too competitive to jump into is a limiting belief. It's limiting yourself from the ability to even have the opportunity to see results or see success. So I digress. To say that something is too saturated and not to get into something because of it, you're robbing yourself of potential and opportunity. I bet you will succeed if you took 100 shots at business. In fact, I promise you will succeed. Yet most people, they never even try anything. Other people, they try once and they give up. It takes perspicacity to succeed. To show up over and over again despite the result. To go up against what is perceived to be all odds. I promise you, if you try over and over again, you will succeed in a competitive market. You only lose if you stop trying. So before you say something is too competitive or too saturated, think, what is the consequence if I don't give it a shot? If I don't try one more? If I miss the opportunity entirely and never gave myself a chance to succeed? And here's the thing. Let me address, why I give my information away, why I share things openly, which might seem kind of crazy to you. Why would this guy give all of his secrets away? Well, let me show you the dirty secret when it comes to us rich folk that are making a ton of money. And what we know that you don't know is we could give everything away. And I bet you, out of 1,000 people watching this video, 998 of you aren't going to do a single damn thing with this video. Why? Because I know how much work it fucking takes. I know how much work that goes into this stuff. And I would rather be the source of information for those 2 people that do take action on this and do something about it. And I'd rather be their person that they think is like, oh, dude, Devin Canup, that guy showed me everything. That guy helped me get rich. I want to be that guy for him, or those people, the girl, guy that's watching this video. I want to be the person that led them to success. I want to be the person that led them to it. So then they're like, oh, let me think of Devin when I have some business deal to do. Or I think of Devin when, I have success and I want to like share, when I want to, when I own a private jet, I want to take them on it or something. I don't know, Other thing is it's just fun to make this content. Like I love reflecting and I love openly sharing it. So then I can treat the world with, the lessons that I learned. Because I had to go through hell and back to get to this point. So I know, that's why I was like, I know damn well that most of you guys watching this video aren't going to do jack shit with this information. So I don't mind sharing it in that sense, But then also, I know the work that it fucking took. So if one of you guys is watching this, you apply it, you go get rich as fuck, hell yeah, kudos to you. Because I know it takes a lot of fucking work. I had to put in a fuck ton of work. What you guys don't see is I literally work fucking 12 hours a day, 16 hours a day. For years. I don't work necessarily as much now, but when I got started, it was like literally wouldn't fucking leave my house. My car broke down. I had no car. All I knew was how to make money with YouTube channels or online. And that was it. I had to, that was my only thing that I knew. And I knew I had to focus down on that, or I was going to forever have to go work for someone else or work other jobs. And I was going to miss out on this opportunity that was in front of me. And despite all that, despite not being able to go leave, I just locked myself in. I figured out, I just would order DoorDash, or I would walk across the street to the grocery store. This is when I didn't even have that much. I probably couldn't even afford DoorDash. And I would put every ounce of myself into growing my income and learning how to make more money. And it was hard. I had no social life. Girlfriend broke up with me. Friends said I was crazy and cuckoo, and I was a weirdo in life. Parents were like, I don't know about this, but they were supportive, but they weren't like, hell yeah, Devin's like knows exactly what he's doing, but they were skeptical. People online were hating, all that stuff. opportunities were failing, businesses were failing, I wasn't seeing the most amount of success. I was sacrificing my younger ages, but I had to make it work. And it was because of these other people giving out information and insights, and I was taking it and applying it. I was signing up to programs. I was also just taking the information and applying it that was out there. After doing it for a long enough time, period, after months of locking myself in and just doing the same thing over and over again, I broke through. I was able to finally see the success. And if I thought personally that if something was too competitive, if something was too saturated, and I couldn't see success, and these people that are giving out the information are just scam artists that are trying to get me to buy their shit with no actual value, which doesn't even fucking make sense. You can't just keep scamming people and have a reputation, and not have a bad reputation online. You wouldn't have people advocating for you. You wouldn't have multiple people advocating for you. You wouldn't see all these successes and posts and stuff of these people seeing results with the thing. You wouldn't see that if this person was just taking people's money and running with it. Now, it's one thing if you don't see any success, you've never heard of this person before, no one will advocate for this person. That's different. But if someone has a video or two, or someone's just hating on them, probably insecurities. But if they have lots and lots of social proof, and they have so many people that recommend this person, and they're constantly giving out value, they probably know what the fuck they're talking about. Imagine what their paid shit is like. But then also, if I ever let that competitive, if I ever let the competitive, because something's too competitive or something's too saturated, get in the way of me taking action on something, I would have never been where I am today. I would have never been able to go travel the world and go do whatever the fuck I want, whenever I want. I wouldn't have been able to make millions of dollars a year. I wouldn't have ever been able to be there for my family when there was times that were, my sister was when my family had health problems that they had to go through, and I had to be there for them. I could drop everything and go be there for them. I would have never, I would have missed out on being there for them and being in support, and who knows what, how things could have been differently if I wasn't able to be there and be supportive. I wouldn't have been able to find a more full version of myself. I wouldn't have felt the fulfillment and the drive and the energy right now if I thought things were too competitive and too saturated for me to give in, and I was too late. So, if you never give up and you keep showing up, you will find a way to see success, and you will succeed. Get out of here with that things are too competitive and things are too saturated bullshit. Let me ask yourself, what's the consequence for you not taking the shot? Let's talk about that. Instead of what's the consequence of me joining this thing and doing this thing and it's too saturated, too competitive, but what's the consequence of me not getting started and not taking the shot? According to Wayne Gretzky, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So you're going to let another shot pass by?